Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the Russian Kubok Cup. Before I get to my reaction, I do want to point out that I was unaware that the Kubok Russian Cup competition, the finals, is played on two legs. Just like in Champions League and in other competition, usually the finals is always one match. So I was really confused and I was very unaware that it was going to be played on two legs. So that was the first match, the first leg of the finals, and honestly, I was personally confused. I was not able to watch the match live due to having no link for the match because the thing is here in Canada there isn't any channel or any links that is available to me so I can be able to watch the matches live of any Russian match competitions, even national and neither clubs. I'm just not able to watch any of those games, so I have to rely on the highlights. But I was following the live score closely, and when the 19-minute whistle blew and I saw that it was 1-1 and that the match ended, I was really confused. I was expecting 100% that there was going to be extra time or even penalties if it led that way. So when the match ended, I was extremely confused. So then I went on the page of Zenit and I just looked at the information that was put in Russian. So I translated it and it said that it was going to be played on two matches. So the first match obviously being played in Moscow, and then the second match will be in our house in St. Petersburg. So it is what it is. We will still adapt, but it's something that I was not at all aware of, and it's not the normal tradition in football that a match, especially finals, it's always one match in football. So I was very confused. So I do apologize if I had a misconception or I wasn't able to give a proper reaction on this one. So here we go with the match reaction. Away match in Moscow, Zenit St. Petersburg facing off against Cska Moscow. The first leg ended in a draw 1-1, both clubs with big goals for their respective clubs. And now we will go to Zenit in St. Petersburg with a 1-1, and both clubs will have plenty of pressure, plenty of focus, plenty of preparation for this final match of the Kubok competition, and everything will be put on the line. It will be a very fierce, it will be a very competitive match that is about to come very soon. I think it's on May 14th, the final match and the final leg, the second leg of the Kubok Russian Cup. Now, once again, once again, so disappointed with the performance from Zenit. Even though, yes, we did not lose, but Irochen saved us. He was our savior to die. 80th minute, no goal. 85th minute, no goal. Still 1-0 down to Moscow. Then finally in the 86th minute, our hero Alexander Irochen scores off of a beautiful header from a beautiful corner in the 86th minute. Now, there's two reactions I got to this. Number one, I am happy. Irochen is such an underrated player on our squad. He gets the goals when we need them, and he scores some very good goals, some very important goals for us, and he's an important piece of our squad. So when he scores, I'm always happy, and he always saves us from misery. Now, the second reaction that I have to this goal is it took us 86 minutes to score one goal. It took us that long. We are struggling. That was a bad match from us, and we're terrible. We are terrible. Yes, we had some chances there and there that we've created. Pedrinho hit the post, almost went in, just a little bit right side. It would have been a beautiful goal, but except that, there's no excuse. There is no excuse, and I don't understand. It is so unacceptable that Pedrinho and Mantuan are the only players they're producing something in the squad. Even I feel like Casiera and Sergiv, their form has kind of dropped recently, but it's 3 games now that we have no victories, winless, and it's just unacceptable because why now? It's okay in the season, but now everything is crucial. Now we're going to St. Petersburg where everything will be decided and in a crucial match. Yes, we are going with a draw. We still have a lot of a lot of minutes to play. We can still win the cup. But all this pressure that we have brought onto ourselves, we don't need this pressure, you know? We don't need all of this pressure. We have no reason to be putting that much pressure on ourselves when everything is in our hands. But I don't know, like the whole mentality in a squad, the whole, like I've said in the last few videos, our mentality is dying and nobody wants to play proper football. Zenit is losing its identity, I would say, in my eyes. I mean, I don't know if people are going to agree with me, but I feel like there's a big lack of identity in the club, and Zenit is losing its heritage. It is losing its football, and too many foreigners, not enough Russians, and I just feel like we're losing our mentality, and we're losing our identity of football, and it's really sad to see. It's going up into flames, and in the next few years, we are in deep trouble. Yes, we have a lot of talent that is about to come, but we are in deep trouble, and we are going to get worse and worse. If that's the squad that we're going to go with in the future, we are in deep trouble. We need lots more resources. We need more development. We're not focusing enough on the development of our youngsters from our academy, and we're spending too much money on foreigners. I don't have a problem with foreigners. I'm a foreigner myself, but I still believe that any country you support, they should develop the locals, because the locals, they have way more, they understand the importance of a club. They grew up since they're what, like 5 6 years old. They grew up watching their favorite club, so for them it's different. It's a different mentality, it's a different mindset, it's a different feeling for the club. While if you bring in a foreigner, he's just there for business, but he doesn't have any care for the club, its identity, its responsibility to take care of the club and to understand what is the importance of wearing this kit. So really sad on the performance of Zenit, but also really sad, even deeper than that. The most deepest of problems is that the identity of Zenit is in crisis, even though we are on top of the table, but a lot of bad things are about to come, and we're going to be in deep misery in the next few years if we don't. I'm saying if because there's still a chance to save our misery, but if we're not focused enough, which I feel like we're not, and it's going to get worse, we're going to be in deep trouble, and we're going to be a sinking ship, and Zenit will be in great misery. We will be a sinking ship. So, bad match. Very, very horrible match. 3 games in a row, winless, and just no pressure, no intensity. Nobody's trying anymore. I don't know what happened. We started the season not that bad. I mean, once again, our defensive struggles continues. Like, I'm not saying the defense got any better, but now the whole team is bad. Now the whole club is struggling. Even our attackers, they decide that it's time for them to just give up. So we have 4 more matches left, some big, big matches on the way. Everything will be decided in these last 4 league games. And we have 1 more game left for a cup, because we already lost the other cup, the Russian Cup. We already lost it. We got eliminated by Dynamo Moscow in that competition. Now we can only win 1 cup for the Kubok, and we can retain our league and defend our title. So we have a lot on the line. We still have some hope, but do we deserve it? I don't know. My answer, my personal answer would be no, niet, niet. We did not deserve it. But if they fight hard, then I'll be like, okay, fine. They got the result, but mentality wise and the way that football has been played by us, no, we do not deserve it. And we're not championship quality. We're not a club that people look from the outside and they're like, this is a championship winning team. Nobody in our club has a winning mindset. Nobody is a true champion in our club at the moment. That's what I personally feel like. But enough with the negativity. I mean, I have enough with the club. Cska, his mentality and his substitutions are terrible. His mindset is terrible. I mean, he is, his time is done. His time is done. But aside from the club and all of the issues that we are facing, the atmosphere was amazing. The fans showed up to Moscow. It was beautiful to see all of our ultras. They made tons of sound, and when we scored that goal, it got pretty loud. We had no not that many fans compared to Moscow, who they had more, a few thousands. We had maybe like 1,000, 2,000. Obviously, in the away stadium, we had very limited numbers of fans, but the noise was very loud. Zenit showed up with great support and great atmosphere, so I was happy to see at least Slava Zenit to our fans. But the club, the club, they need to wake up. They need to get their head out of wherever they're facing right now, the problems they are, the sloppiness. I don't know where they're sleeping, but they need to wake up. They really need to wake up because enough is enough. Is unacceptable. And if we keep losing more, if honestly, my expectation is this: if we finish this season terribly and we lose, especially, God forbid, we never know, it could happen, but if we lose our next 5 games, it's unacceptable and we should criticize everybody on Zenit. Most of the players on Zenit, they need to go. We need to make some serious changes. A lot of players need to be sold. I don't care how much I like them. Even let's say Mastavoy played badly, even though he is my favorite player, I would be ready to say, with a heavy heart, I would be ready to say, Andrei Mastavoy needs to be sold. But at the moment, he is playing good, but his shooting is terrible. He needs to improve his shooting as soon as possible. I don't know what made him sleep, because even him, he's sleeping right now, and his shooting form has been terrible in the last few games. But if that time came that Mastavoy has been having some terrible season, that he hasn't woken up properly and he's having some terrible form and some terrible games, I would be ready to say, with a heavy heart, for the respect of the club, sell Andrei Mastavoy. But not at the moment, his time hasn't come just yet. But Wendell, Barrios, Claudinho, even Douglas Santos, who else? There's so many players that I am ready to sold. They need to go. They need to be sold. They're causing many issues at the club, not personally, not internally, but more just on the pitch. Everything that they've been doing on the pitch, and their game is lacking. They are lazy, they are slow, and they don't contribute to anything. Yes, they have some flashy moments. Yes, in the past, they may have produced some special moments, and we will thank these players. But this is football, and we only look at moving forward. A ship, he always goes in a straight line, and if you're not performing, we throw you off board because you're going to be a burden for the ship. The ship needs members who will be fierce, who will be fearless, and who will help 100% carry the ship to its final destination. And if you're not the one for the ship, then unfortunately we're gonna have to send you away because you're gonna become a liability to the ship. So it's the same thing for football. A lot of these players are holding the club back. We're losing a lot of games that we should not have lost. As simple as it is. So let's see how we go. A lot is on the line. Only these players, our boys, they will say, they will tell us how they feel. And with their action, I don't care about their words. I don't care how they feel about Zenit. I don't care about how bad they feel. We need results. We need actions. Nobody cares about words. Anybody in this life, you can tell them everything, you can tell how sorry you are, but the only way anybody is forgiven is through good action. So if they want to gain our trust back, they need to perform better. As simple. So let's see what happens. And we have some 5 big matches, very crucial matches ahead of us. So let's keep on focusing. And it is what it is. I don't have any expectation anymore. But I thank all of you for the great support. It was a fantastic atmosphere at in Moscow. So spasiba to all. Spasiba for watching my video. I wish you all a good night. Take care, buddy. До свидания.